Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the West Ham World. It's Luke here. Hope you're all doing well. First chance I've had to get online today. Really busy day. Big competitions in work, big gymnastics competition. And the game obviously finished late, so my daughter's asleep, so it's hard to get on. But yeah, West Ham did get a point at Old Trafford yesterday. Um, you know, any other time, point's a great point. Any point away is usually a great point as well. But the way results are going at the moment, with Leeds pulling off, brilliant result against Chelsea the other day. Sorry for there's a lot of glare in this room today. Obviously Chelsea lost to Leeds, which wasn't a good result for us. So we needed to get something, and we've got tough games. We've got really tough games coming up. We've got obviously Brighton on Sunday, and then we play Villa. Two really tough teams. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Anyway, when the lineup come out, I was pretty happy with it. Magassa in, Wilson. Obviously, Soucek came in and he was playing mainly as a winger in this game, which was a bit weird. But it was a bit boring. It wasn't the most exciting game in the world at all. We was trying to be very direct at times. And that isn't going to work with Wilson. Bless him, he did well. He was trying his best to hold the ball, but he just hasn't got that little turn of pace now. Will he score goals in the box? Yes. Can he create his own chances? Yes. But when you're playing the style that we was trying to play, you need a big physical guy. You need like a Mateta. You need like that guy that's at Brentford at the moment, or like back in the day when we used to have the Diafrasacos and people like that. And it just wasn't to be. We was defending well. We was always going to defend well because, we sort of packed the midfield. We weren't trying to press at all. I think Juve wasn't great. I think Ahmed had his number all day long. He was beating him. He was falling for every feint. Like, these really good defenders, they read a feint and they don't dive in. And he sort of was reading every feint, and Ahmed was getting through. And Ahmed was probably their main threat, to be honest with you. We didn't do too much, to be honest. We didn't do too much right. We didn't do too much wrong. It's the serious lack of pace is killing us. And again, it's that attacking options. Is some of it, in terms of Nuno not being brave enough to go for games, and being a little bit safe and risk averse potentially, but also I've got to say I've got to defend him on the fact that there's nothing on the bench attacking wise that he can look at and use and change a game. Fulkrug wasn't even there. Somerville was obviously currently injured. You had Marshall potentially there, but we desperately need options. We need attacking options. I'm pretty happy with the two centre backs in a minute. Maybe you'd want one more. Obviously, fullbacks will be an issue when the African nation starts in a few weeks' time. Midfield, more than happy with that at a minute, but the lack of options could really hurt us when we do need to start turning these draws into wins and losses into draws. It will start getting to that stage in the season. We did go 1-0 down. Shock horror. A player that hasn't scored for 18 months gets his goal against West Ham. It was a bit lucky, really. You don't shoot, you don't score. Ball sort of fell to him and he put it in. But again, at the moment, West Ham seem to react well from going 1-0 down. It seems to wake us up. If anything, we started playing a bit better. We started getting our foot on the ball. We could pass it about a bit better. Wan-Bissaka was a constant threat down the right-hand side. Bowen had a better game. We said the other day, didn't we, on the channel, and I think a lot of channels have been touching on it. When did Bowen have a decent game for West Ham? There you go. We can now say the Man United game, he had a half-decent game. But yeah, we got ourselves back in it. Areola pulled off some really good saves. We had a bit of luck. They had a bit of luck. There was obviously the late tackle by Wan-Bissaka that could have been bad. But we did get the goal. We got the goal. The ball was whipped in. Lovely header from Bowen. Fills to Magassa. Great, calm finish. And more than he deserved. He was absolutely sensational. Sensational. Everywhere. Like a bloody Jack Russell, but a physical one. He wasn't just like a Kante Jack Russell that, just annoys people. He was clever. He was good in possession and out of possession. And he's improving every game, and that's what you want. When he first played, he was a bit like, I think most of us looked at it and thought, oh God, I don't know about this one. Like, he looks a bit like gangly. He doesn't looks a little bit casual. But he's been given a few games, and this is what you want. You want players to take their opportunity and really go for it. And he was fantastic. Best player on the pitch, without a doubt. For me, best player on the pitch. That's including the Man United team. And he deserves his goal, and I'm glad he got his goal. An important point for West Ham. Like I say, a little bit more brave, or maybe, some attacking options on the bench. We may have been able to go on and win that game. And I think we do need to be a bit braver. I think Nick said that on Claret and Booze. It's a good point. It's a good point, but we've got to be brave. We've got to try and win some games, because we don't want teams going away from us. That's the last thing we want. Like I say, big games coming up. Brighton, Aston Villa, tough games. And they've got good players, good strike, good back. But Villa's a really tough game. They look really good. I love Morgan Rogers. One of my favourite players to watch at the minute. But yeah, all in all, there's a lot of positives to take out of that game. Every player played for the shirt last night, and that, that's a minimum. That's what it should be. Every player should do that every week, but we don't get it every week. And I think the defence looks a bit more solid. I think our set pieces attacking needs a little bit more work. Although we sort of scored from one, whipped in and scored from it. I think sometimes they can be a bit wobbly. We desperately need some flair. I'm not that bothered if Paquetá goes, to be honest with you, in January. I think he doesn't want to be here anymore. As much as he says 1 more year, or 6 months, whatever it is now. I'm not against him going for the right price. If we can go and get someone who has got a little pass in him, someone like it, go and dig out the next Lanzini or someone like that who has got goals in him, has got that pass, has got that drop of the shoulder, who can turn and trick his way through. That's what I take out of the game. Desperately need some more players, and just be a bit more brave. Nuno, I like Nuno. I do. I like him. It's not going to be this amazing football that we all want, and I want it. This year, you can push style of play out the window, and that's sad to say, but this season now, it's just about getting results and getting safe. It's sad, and it will be that next year, and I don't want that. I don't want that as a West Ham fan. I want us to play good football, pressing, like our Bournemouth played, like our Palace played. But at the moment, we just need them wins. It's never going to change with this board anyway, so we just have to keep the protest going, keep the pressure on, and hope for better things to come. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I only come on short and sweet. Be back tomorrow afternoon to do the Brighton preview. Thank you for watching, guys. Listen, we're not the biggest channel in the world. I just enjoy this because I love doing it, and it's something I can look back on when I'm an old man and go, look, oh, that game, and my grandkids when I'm long gone one day, and they're watching this. That's all I do it for. But if you do like what you see, guys, please subscribe, comment. Let me know how you see the game yesterday. Do you agree with me that Magassa was the man of the match? And yeah, Christmas tree's up now. Christmas, nearly there. 2 more weeks at work. Come on, you irons. Let's go.